Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and today we are going to talk about Daniel Isn't Real, which is a Shudder exclusive. This movie was requested by somebody, I do not know who, because Jeremiah likes to keep secrets from me. So once I find out who it is, though, big shout out to you. Anyway, as per normal, we're going to break this down into 6 separate categories: story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and creep. And let's just go ahead and hop right in. So the story opens up, and it's a peaceful cafe. Normal things are happening. Door flies open. Man comes in with a shotgun and immediately shoots everyone. Then the scene shifts. Shows a kid listening to his parents fight. He leaves. Happens to come upon this scene, and immediately a child shows up next to him and asks him if he wants to go play. Then we see a bunch of flashbacks or scenes of him and his imaginary friend playing and having fun and having a good time until his imaginary friend convinces him to poison his mother. She survives, and he says it was Daniel's fault. His mom's a little crazy, so she understands, and she gets him to banish Daniel into this dollhouse that is there in the house. Then the timeline fast forwards to Luke, that's the kid's name, in college, and he goes to see his mom, and his mom is losing it. She's torn up books and plastered pages and excerpts all over the walls. She has scratched up all of her mirrors so that she doesn't have to see her own face. And Luke is obviously concerned. He goes to talk to his therapist about it, and his therapist advises that he no longer fear his imagination, which, as you guys can imagine, turns out to be bad advice. This results in him letting Daniel out of the dollhouse. At first, Daniel is helpful. He gives him advice, but he kind of starts dictating what he says, similar to Tyler Durden in Fight Club, sort of. And then it starts to get bad. Starts trying to take over Luke's body, make him do things he doesn't want to do. He can manipulate Luke when he's asleep. He can move his body because he can't touch anything, but he can touch Luke, make Luke do stuff. And as you can imagine, it goes pretty downhill. One of the cool things on this movie is that it's sort of a deep dive into psychology and psychosis, while at the same time leaving you with a, is it real, is it imaginary, is he really seeing this guy, or is it all in his head sort of feeling. So for story, I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about this movie. I give it a 5 out of 5. I know I'm probably geeking out a little bit. 5 out of 5. Acting. So Daniel, who is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick Schwarzenegger, does an amazing job. The majority of his acting is based around his facial reactions and what his face does and how he looks and the way he looks at things, because he's only Luke can see him, but he's reacting to everything that's going on. And he did an amazing job. Luke starts out as super awkward, proud of himself, and he does a really great job, the actor who played Luke. And every single actor ignores Daniel's presence because he's only there to Luke. And they all did a really great job of just not interacting with him at all. So 4.5 out of 5 for acting. The music, I was blown away. I thoroughly enjoyed the music. One of the things I really enjoyed about it is that during positive moments, like things are going really well, he's hitting it off with the female lead, all that stuff. The music is dark still. It's not like happy or... So the visuals combined with the music gives you this really, really good atmosphere that kind of draws you in. So 4 out of 5 for atmosphere. The look is where I kind of took a little bit out on this. It's got some trippy visuals, which I really enjoyed, but a lot of it's shot with a handheld camera, and we've talked about this before, how I don't really like Shaco vision when I'm watching a movie. It just doesn't sit well with me. But it's not as noticeable in some of the other movies, so it's not too bad. Some cool things they did is they added this kind of grainy aspect to the film, so it kind of makes everything look unreal. Like, you kind of get this feeling from the visual that what you're looking at isn't real, which I thought was really cool. 3 out of 5 for look. Creep. Daniel's creepy. He's controlling, manipulative, and there's a creepy demon that shows up a few times that I thought was okay, but really other than that, the movie's not very creepy. It does sit with you and kind of weird you out a bit, but it's not really creepy. So 3 out of 5 for creepy. Total all that up, and we get a 3.9 out of 5 for Daniel Isn't Real on Shudder.